Guys, it's Jen. I had a couple requests on how to make this dress form happy Mother's Day card. So I thought I would show you guys today on how I put this card together. Okay, to get started, you're going to need a 6 by 12 piece of paper folded in half, a piece of cardstock that measures 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and another piece that measures 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. To get the dress, I cut out like this scalloped flower shape. The first one that I cut out was off the Art Philosophy Cricut cartridge, which is my new favorite cartridge. I love this cartridge. It's really just chocked full of all kinds of, quite a variety of different images. But the one I used originally was on page 41. I cut it out at 5 inches, and it's the circle down here, the scallop circle down here at the bottom. But another cartridge that you can also use is the Sweet Treats cartridge on page 53, and it's the flower with the shift button up here at the top, and I cut this out at 5 inches as well. So then you get this scallop shape, and then I'm going to take my scoreboard here, and what I've done is I've just filled in at the 6-inch mark all the way down with like a Sharpie kind of marker. It helps me kind of line up my images when I want to get a straight crease, so, or a straight score. So I'm going to go ahead and line up this scallop here with this scallop down at the bottom and just score right along there. And then I'm going to turn it and do every scallop. Okay. Okay, now when you get to the last one, only score halfway down. Don't go all the way to the end here. Because what we're going to do is this last one kind of creates like a heart shape, and we're going to go ahead and cut that out, that heart shape. And this will be the top of our dress. And then what we're going to do with the remaining part of the shape is just do the mountain and valley folds to kind of create like a fan. We're just going to fold that back and forth along our score lines that we just created. And I used a really thick piece of cardstock here from the Die Cuts with a View, the Mediterranean stack. That's the stack I'm working with today. And then what you're left with is like this fan shape here. Okay, to get the dress form, what I did is I took my Tim Holtz die, which I seem to have misplaced the dress form. Hold on one second and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. This is the die that I used, the Tim Holtz, the sewing room die, and you get the dress form. And then what I'm going to do is just take some Distress ink and then just kind of ink up the top of the dress form and the bottom of the dress form. And I want it just a little bit darker, so I'm going to go ahead and apply directly with the ink pad. Okay, there we go. We're going to go ahead and set this aside for a second, just so that can kind of dry and it's not going to smear the ink all over our card. So we've got the base of our card. And I'm going to go ahead and attach our first layer down. You can use whatever adhesive that you like best. See if I can kind of line this up. Okay, there we go. Now our top piece, which is going to layer right on top, I want to put some ribbon across the bottom first. So I'm just going to cut off a piece of ribbon. And we're going to go ahead and just use some tape and attach it on the back side. So figure out kind of where I want that to be. And then I'm just going to flip it over and tape it, because we're not going to see that, because we're going to attach that right to the front of our card. Then I'm going to go ahead and just cut off another piece for the knot down here at the corner. And pull that. But because I don't want this to buckle up here, I'm just going to apply some ATG for that to adhere to. There we go. And I'm going to angle the edges on the knot. Let me see which way I want to go with that. Here, we'll go this way. And this ribbon really likes to fray, so I'm going to go ahead and just seal the ends with my lighter. And now that we have that part down, we can go ahead and just adhere that to make sure my card's going the right way, because I can't tell you how many times I've put my top piece on and it's going the wrong direction. So I'm going to adhere this down like that. So that gives you that nice layering effect to your card. And let's go ahead and do the sentiment now down here at the bottom. What I'm going to use is for this one I'm just going to stamp Happy Birthday on here. I ink up the stamp. This Happy Birthday stamp is from Stampin' Up's Teeny Tiny Wishes. And then I'm going to take my modern label, I think that's what it's called, the modern label punch, and just punch that out, because I am not a straight even stamper, so this kind of helps me cheat when I'm doing my sentiments. Oh, for some reason that punch doesn't. Here, I'm going to go ahead and stamp that again over here, because that punch didn't want to. Don't know what happened. I've never had that happen before with my punches. Okay, go ahead and line that up. And punch that out. Okay, and then I'm going to just go ahead and just stress those edges. And then I'm going to take my crocodile and I'm just going to punch in some holes, one on each side of that label, because I want to run some brads through there. And then I'm just going to take my brads and put one through each hole. Okay. Oh, we're going to put some hot glue on the back there, so that'll help kind of secure those brads into place, because it's so close to the edge that I can't fold it out both ways. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hot glue, put a little there and then a little in the middle to adhere it to my my card base down here at the bottom. So we have Happy Birthday. Just adjust my knot. Okay. And now to work on the dress form, to start assembling the dress. What I want to do is take this heart shape that we cut out, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere that to the top of the dress form like this. Now, because that heart doesn't completely cover the dress form, I'm just going to trim off the parts where it didn't cover. Okay, now that we have that there, we're going to go ahead and take the fan shape that we cut out to apply it right down here at the bottom. I'm going to put some glue along the edges there to kind of secure it into place really well. And then just kind of center it up in the middle and then press down for just a second until that has a chance to kind of take hold. And that's just the tricky part there, is trying to hold everything as it sets into place. Okay, now you have your dress assembled. Now, so to cover up this centerpiece there where the two kind of intersect, I'm just going to take a little piece of ribbon and kind of figure out where I want it to go and do kind of almost the same thing that we did when we were applying the ribbon for the front of our card. Flip it over and adhere it to the back. And that'll give us a nice belt. Now on the front, I'm going to just put a flower off to the side. Kind of jazz up her belt a little. Okay, so there we have a belt. Now for the next thing, I had applied some crystals up here at the top to give her a necklace. And what I'm using is my Imagine-S eye rock tool to adhere the crystals to. I'm just letting this heat up just a second here. And then I'm going to put my first one into place. And then I just use this pick-me-up stick. The crystal flew off. These crystals can be a little tricky to work with. But what this tool does is it heats those crystals. You got to leave them on there for about 6 or 7 seconds. There's glue on the back side of these eye rock gems, and this heat tool heats that adhesive up and secures it in place for you. Okay, now that we have that one in place, I'm going to go ahead and get the next one lined up. And you got to remember to hold down the button here, because if you don't hold down the button right here with your thumb, the heat will turn off. And I have forgotten to do that numerous times. And then I'm wondering, why is it not adhering? Because the heat's, and I realize the heat's not on, so got to make sure you hold down that button. But I know that Jolie's sells one of these tools and the crystals as well. And I was just recently at TJ Maxx, and I saw that they had their heat tool on clearance or on sale there for $3. I should have picked up an extra one in case something ever happens to this one for $3, but I'm trying to consolidate some of my supplies and only buy things that I need now, because I've accumulated quite a few items over the years and I'm running out of space. This is a little handy tool, this pick-me-up stick, for using with your Cricut cuts as well. Okay, now that we have that done, she's got a nice pretty necklace around the top of her dress form. And then I'm just going to put some of these crystals back in real quick, because I don't want, these ones are super tiny and I don't want to lose them. So, okay. So here's the base of our card, and I'm going to go ahead and just flip this over real quick and adhere my handmade label to the back. I like to give that just that little finishing touch that people know that, you know, I took the time and I, you know, to care. And then on the inside, I'm just going to go ahead and put one in here for now, but I also put another plain piece on the inside, just so I have somewhere to write my message when before I send the card. And that's what I do on the inside when I use like a darker base cardstock. So, and I'll adhere the other one later, but for time purposes. Okay, so we have our dress form done. I'm going to flip that over and use some dimensionals to kind of pop it up off of our card. Okay. Now for the tricky part of getting all those little pieces off the back. I need to find some good squares with the backs or circles or whatever kind of pop dots that come off easily. These don't come off too bad, but I have some that just really seem to stick and you can't get them off. Oh, that one doesn't. There we go. One more. Okay. Get my glue strings off of there. And then I'm going to adhere this off to the side. Okay, and then I just grabbed some like paper flowers out of my stash, and I'm going to adhere that up here in the corner. Now for some extra dimension, I'm going to use some of my liquid beads in a bottle and just put a few more dots on her dress, the top of her dress. Now maybe later I'll go in and fill in the centers along kind of like I did here on this one. You can see all the pearlized dimension on this. I'll just go through like this and then just dot them. But I'll probably finish this up later because this takes a little bit of time to go through and put all the dots on there. But that just gives you kind of a quick look. Here, let me zoom out just a little bit at the finished card. So there's our finished card. Pretty quick, simple, easy to put together. But if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'll be happy to answer any questions. And thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.